During a private bipartisan meeting, Democrats allege President Trump called Haiti a not very nice place to live. Now everybody is calling him a racist. We'll analyze the claim, the facts, and racism in our not very nice culture. Then Christopher Helle and Elisha Krauss join the Panel of Deplorables to discuss creepy male feminist Aziz Ansari, Senator Romney, and the new most popular name in the Netherlands. Hint, it's Muhammad. I'm Michael Knowles, and this is The Michael Knowles Show. There's so much to get to today, but you know what? We're going to make it through. We're going to make it through everything here, and I'm really pumped up to do it. Do you know why I'm pumped up? I know what you're thinking. You're looking at me, you think, Michael, you're not in great shape. You could probably use a trip to the gym every once in a while. You could probably, maybe a little physical exercise. You smoke a lot of cigars. You eat a lot of fatty Italian meats. Maybe you should get out there and get your body working. Well, I'm glad you say that because I've just started doing exactly that, and I can thank Beachbody On Demand. The main things that keep me from working out are, other than the cigars and the fatty Italian meats, are that I don't want to join a gym. I don't want to go driving 20 minutes to a gym and blah, blah, blah. I have to get up and sweat and be around all these like giant beefcake dudes, and there I am in my sockless loafers, and it just doesn't really fit. Beachbody On Demand solves all of that. This is a really great product. It is an online fitness streaming service. It gives you unlimited access to a wide variety of highly effective world-class workouts personalized to meet your needs. It doesn't just end there. It also includes extensive nutritional content, and obviously those two things are important. You can't sit and eat a bunch of supersat and chocolate cake and say, well, I worked out for 10 minutes, why don't I look any better? It's got all of that. It's got to be both nutrition and exercise. It's all proven to help people achieve their health and body fitness goals. So Beachbody On Demand is the total package to help you become the total package this year. I'm working on it. You know, I got my wedding coming up in June, and I got to start shedding for the wedding. I haven't had my tuxedo fitting yet, or any of my suits or anything, so I need to make sure that I shed all that extra covfefe weight. It's been a really decadent and indulgent year. So you can get a lot of stuff. I'm sure you've heard of like P90X. If Paul Ryan had been elected vice president, he would have been the VP90X, because apparently he does that one every morning. Insanity, 21-day fix, T25, 3-week yoga retreat. These are all really good. I was just proud of myself because I lifted a finger to click the button on the web browser and pull these up. And they're so easy to use that you can get yourself started. You say, okay, whatever, it's only going to be 15 minutes. And then, okay, it'll only be 25 minutes. And it's all tailored to exactly what you want. So I am going to begin P90X. We'll see how far I get in that one. Luckily, Beachbody has a lot of programs to choose from. You know, super convenient. You can use it on your tablet, your smartphone, any web-enabled device. There's no need to go to a gym or schedule a class. It's all right there. And your annual subscription is much cheaper than a gym subscription. I used to have a gym subscription. I let my credit card run out, and that was the end of that. Beachbody On Demand has programs for any fitness level, all the way from expert down to Michael. And everything in between expert and Michael. It even has nutritional help. And so right now, my listeners can get a free trial membership when you text MKS to 303030. That's right, you got to text it, but you got a free trial membership. You need to give it a try. Text MKS to 303030. What's that number, Marshall?
303030.
303030. Even Marshall can remember it and understand it. You will get full access to this entire platform for free. All the workouts and nutrition information for free. Get your wife or fiance off your back. Go text it right now. It'll save some money, and you might even look better at the end and be healthier. MKS to 303030. Okay. Future Beefcake Michael coming your way. Get ready for that. So much to get to on our not very nice culture, so let's dive right in. Democrat Dick Durbin claims Trump called Haiti a not very nice place to live during a private bipartisan meeting on immigration. Now, Republicans David Perdue and Tom Cotton say no, that never happened. Moderate Lindsey Graham says maybe it happened or it sort of happened. Quite interesting that participants' recollection of the wording breaks down precisely along ideological lines, all the way along that spectrum. So, did President Trump say that Haiti is a not very nice place to live during a private meeting? My first reaction is that this does not in any way expand or abridge my liberty. Not in any way. It doesn't affect American interests. It doesn't have anything to do with American governance. So I don't really care what the president thinks about whether Haiti is a not very nice place to live. I certainly would not imperil what has been a highly effective pro-freedom agenda over whatever comments he did or did not make in a private meeting. But we're interested in intellectual curiosity here, so let's examine the question. Is Haiti a not very nice place to live? Here are some statistics. 80% of Haitians live on less than $2 a day. 1 in 4 Haitians lives on less than $1.25 per day. Global remittances to Haiti, that's $2.3 billion, of which the United States sends more than half. That constitutes over a quarter of Haiti's total GDP. A quarter of their GDP is just people sending them charity money. The Haitian unemployment rate is 50%. Despite widespread agriculture, Haiti has to import half of its nation's food and 80% of its staple food, rice. That's because just 10% of Haiti's crops are actually irrigated. Half of Haitian children do not attend school. Haiti's literacy rate is only 64%, which is lower even than the Caribbean average. 30% of Haiti's population regularly starves. Infant mortality is a staggering 55 per 1,000 live births. Less than half of Haitian households have access to potable water. Just a quarter of households have adequate sanitation. Crime is rampant. Reliable statistics obviously are hard to come by there. One study showed an annual murder rate of 120 people per 100,000 residents, and then another study showed an annual murder rate in just Port-au-Prince of 730 people per 100,000 residents. Rape is rampant. 14% of Haitian households have reported having at least one member suffer sexual violence. Haitian children are regularly traded throughout the country for sexual slavery. Desperate mothers regularly feed their children mud, cookies made from dirt, water, and salt, just to fill their bellies when the food runs out. Life in Haiti is a living hell. Obviously, that's why Americans send so many Christian missionaries to that country. That's why the Clintons were able to siphon off and misuse millions of dollars of Haitian relief donations for God knows what purpose. Americans pour charitable funds and efforts into Haiti because the country is not a very nice place to live. No one until Democrats found it convenient has ever questioned that idea. How about the charge that America needs more immigrants from prosperous countries than not very nice countries? The left and anti-Trump Republicans are calling the comments racist. Are they? Let's look at the data. So on the one hand, high school graduation rates for Haitian immigrants are actually slightly higher than the foreign-born population average in the United States. Same with labor participation. Haitian immigrant household income is lower than the average for the overall foreign-born population. 91% of Haitians who have obtained lawful permanent resident status did so through chain migration. That's where you come and then you get your family and then they get somebody and then you get other people. Virtually none of the Haitians in America got status through employee green cards or visa lotteries. Remittances to Haiti have increased fourfold since 2000. They now reach $1.3 billion a year. So in relation to other immigrant groups, that's a mixed bag. But we're forgetting an important thing. Donald Trump won the presidency in no small part on curbing the influx of immigrants, legal and illegal, on prioritizing Americans who are already here over open borders policies favored by the GOP establishment and Democrats. Compared to native-born populations in America, Haitian immigrants are well over twice as likely not to graduate from high school. They're almost twice as likely to live in poverty. They're 2.5 times as likely to lack health insurance for their children. And they're 2.25 times as likely to be on a major welfare program. Now, even putting aside that these comments are alleged, the Haiti is a not very nice place to live, that they're alleged by a top-ranking Democrat and that they're disputed by Republicans in the room, even putting aside that they were said during a private meeting, let's just indulge the hypothetical that he did say them. Would it be nicer, would it be more elegant, would it be more couth to phrase the comment another way, rather than use such blunt and insulting language to an ally of the United States, albeit an impoverished one? Of course. Of course it would. Would Ronald Reagan have phrased it differently? Of course he would have. But we live in a not very nice culture, to use a phrase. I'm sure there are other words you could use. That isn't Donald Trump's fault. Trump may be a product of the culture, his language may be a symptom of that culture, but he didn't cause it. Ronald Reagan was the product of the golden age of Hollywood. Donald Trump is a product of 90s tabloids and reality television. Do you behave within the same bounds that dictated personal morality in the early 20th century? Do you? Do you dress appropriately and formally? Do you speak politely? Do you attend church and act chivalrously, etc., etc.? Of course you don't. A lot of people are blaming Trump for our not very nice culture because it's too painful to look at the real culprit staring back at us in the mirror. As for racism, for the decline in race relations, let's compare Donald Trump to his predecessor. But actually, I'm sorry, before we get to that, before we talk about this is a little tough, we'll talk about something nice, something we can all agree on, can't we? And that is saving some money. This is the money, honey. This is the honey, honey. Honey is this wonderful browser extension. I've used this for years, so I can easily recommend it before they ever called to advertise on the show. I said, oh, honey, yeah, I've used it for so long. It's a free browser extension called Honey that millions and millions of people use every day to save money. So how does it work? I'll tell you my experience of it. You add the browser extension to whatever browser you have, Safari or Firefox or Google Chrome, and then it sits there, and then you go and do your online shopping. I used it a lot over Christmas. And then when you go to checkout and shopping, you click the little Honey button, and it adds all of the coupon codes that are on the internet for that store. It just finds them for you, immediately adds them, and then you save money. Probably for my Christmas shopping, it would be easier to find out the gifts that I didn't use Honey to purchase than the ones that I did. I use it all the time. It scans and tests millions of coupon codes. There's no more Googling the random codes. You remember in the old days of the internet, like 2 years ago, you'd go to buy whatever, a box of cigars in my case, and you'd go and you'd Google it and say, okay, where's the discount? Okay, does that work? 30% of people said that one worked, okay, and you type it in and then it doesn't work. Then you got to start again in your basket and yada, yada, yada. It goes on 20 minutes. Nobody's got that kind of time. Come on, man, it's 2018, we got stuff to do. Download Honey. Add Honey to your browser. It is so simple. Whenever you're ready to check out, it does it automatically. If it sounds too good to be true, Time Magazine agrees. That's why they call Honey basically free money. And that's what I found it to be. It is just free money. So there's no reason not to do it. It's absolutely free. It'll save you cash on everything you're going to buy anyway. If you're not using Honey when you shop, it is free money that you're missing out on. So add Honey to your browser for free right now. How do you do it? Go to joinhoney.com/Covfefe, C-O-V-F-E-F-E. That's joinhoney.com/Covfefe, C-O-V-F-E-F-E. What is it, Marshall?
Joinhoney.com/Covfefe, C-O-V-F-E-F-E.
Even Marshall can do it. Joinhoney.com/Covfefe. Do it right now. You're not going to regret it. You're going to save a lot of money. All I ask for is a little kickback. Send it to me. Whatever money you save, just give me a little kickback for turning you on to it. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to this. On racism, on the decline of race relations, let's compare Donald Trump and his predecessor. So, according to a New York Times CBS News poll, by the end of the Obama presidency, race relations fell to the lowest point they had been since the 1992 LA riots, quarter century before, with 69% of Americans perceiving race relations as generally bad. According to a CNN ORC poll, 54% of Americans think race relations worsened specifically under Barack.
So far, so good, right? I mean, if I was trying to jigger in, well, I guess it probably wouldn't happen. Chicago. Here I'd get shot. Now, I don't know, not having been there and not seeing all the facts, what role race played in that. But I think it's fair to say, number one, any of us would be pretty angry. Number two, that the Cambridge police acted stupidly in arresting somebody when there was already proof that they were in their own home. And number three, what I think we know separate and apart from this incident is that there is a long history in this country of African Americans and Latinos being stopped by law enforcement disproportionately.
There it is. There's the Obama doctrine. Listen, I may not know a single thing about the case here, but let me weigh in because it offers me a political advantage. The Obama MO, frequently wrong but never in doubt. Then fast forward a few years. In 2012, a Hispanic man that the New York Times desperately tried to call a white guy named George Zimmerman called the police, reporting that a young man who appeared to be on drugs was wandering around his neighborhood. The cops instructed him to stand down, but Zimmerman pursued him anyway. The initial confrontation remains a mystery, but all of the available evidence supports Zimmerman's claim that at some point, Martin knocked him to the ground, jumped on top of him, and pounded his head into the pavement. Zimmerman grabbed his gun and shot Martin. Obama, of course, could not help but weigh in on the local crime issue, and here's how he responded.
But my main message is to the parents of Trayvon Martin. You know, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon.
If I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. Totally needless, senseless fuel on the flames of racial division, but that's Barack Obama. That's our not very nice culture. And it isn't totally Barack Obama's fault either. He spent 8 years degrading the culture, sure. But by the time Obama had come around, the left had spent decades sowing the seeds of division, decay, and victimhood. Enter Barack Obama, then enter Donald Trump. Our culture is a not very nice place, and we can't look to politicians to fix it. That's not what politicians do. Put not your trust in princes. To quote a true cultural figure, and coincidentally a guy who was both black and white at various times in his life, no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Good advice from an actual cultural figure. Okay, let's bring on our panel. We've got Christopher Helle from Those Catholic Men and the Daily Wire's own Elisha Krauss. Thank you both for being here. Christopher, I'll begin with you. Should we care about the Haiti thing and whether or not he said it? And if he did say it, what does it mean and this and that? Or he's cutting the government and everyone should stop talking about everything else?
Move on to Elisha.
I've lost you, Christopher. You're gone. Okay, I'm going to ask Elisha then.
Oh, yay, you said my name right on the second try. Man, you and Clavin, I really got to get on to you guys about this. It's Elisha Krauss.
What did I say?
Elisha, I
don't
know.
Elijah. That's why, because you're the voice of one crying out in the wilderness.
I have to give you crap about something. What was the question?
So the question is, should we care about this Haiti thing? You know, did he say it? Did he not? Some people say he said it. Some say he didn't say it. If he did say it, is it a big deal? Should we be hand-wringing and pulling out our hair? Or he's cutting the government, let him do it. It doesn't affect my freedom. Adios.
I think if he wants to win a re-election, he needs to definitely be cutting back on the idiotic comments, especially when he's in mixed company. I mean, let's be honest. How dumb do you have to be to say something like this? One, and then two, say it in front of Chuck Schumer and Dick Durbin and Washington Post reporter. It was so dumb to say. I think if you get to the crux of the issue, it is a tacky thing to say. I think it's something that should have been clarified or needs to be clarified. But I'm one of those people that even if he's saying dumb things, actions speak louder than words. And if you want to go and talk about immigration policy and who was more heartfelt on it or not. I mean, there's lots of things that Obama did during his administration that could be viewed as anti-immigrant.
That's absolutely right. That is a real comparison here because, you know, Trump got so much flack for the travel ban, for instance. The travel ban was an expansion of an Obama-era policy. You didn't hear people saying this was the end of the constitutional republic during Barack Obama. And there is, even if the statement is true, I don't know. I don't trust Dick Durbin, but that said, both sides are flacking for their own party, so who knows if he said it. But I just don't care if he said it. I don't care if a Queens real estate developer made an uncouth remark in a private meeting. It doesn't...
Except that Queens real estate developer is the president of the United States now, and he has to understand. And I'm thinking re-election here. I'm thinking 2018 midterm elections for Republicans could be tough, and he's not making it any easier. And I know he likes to punch at the Republicans and some people that he has establishment, which some of them are, that he attacks and some of them are not. But if he wants his side to win, and if he actually wants to promote those things that you're talking about that's going to make America great again, then he needs to be very careful what he says and how he says it.
But I don't know. I certainly would have agreed with you a year and a half ago, but I'm not sure. The one thing this guy hasn't been is careful with his language. He's been exactly the opposite of careful with his language.
Yeah, and he hasn't had to face an election. And you know, there is an election that he lost in Alabama, which wasn't good for him, but the other guy that had been decided for that year, out of a year and a half, ended up losing too. So good job, Steve and Donald
right
there. Both of their candidates lost, and that's not a good sign in addition to the polling that you're seeing. I mean, you and I both worked on campaigns. We're the political nerds and the news junkies that have actually worked on and run political campaigns before. And you know that voter turnout in off years can really negatively affect Republican voters. It can affect both parties, and Republicans tend to get out more. But if Trump keeps saying things like this, and if there's more Trump-like candidates kind of saying things like this, I think you're jeopardizing potential Republican voters that aren't just going to go out and vote during the midterms. You might. The question is, do they care about these private comments? In the past, I would have said yes. Now I'm a little more skeptical. Christopher, do these comments matter, yes, or is he cutting the government and that's good enough for me?
Well, I mean, I think that cutting the government's always a good decision. But as far
He's gone.
You know, this is just like the test bomb or the test missile in Hawaii. I don't know who's pushing buttons back there, but it seems we've lost Christopher. We'll get back to him, but that's okay. This is the average beauty and light of the program is certainly increased when Elisha is the only panelist. So we'll move on to some of the news clips. But I'm sorry, folks. If you want to stick around for not even just the panel, for just the Elisha show, then you have to join the Daily Wire. So if you're on Facebook and YouTube, I'm sorry, you got to go over there right now. And if you're on the Daily Wire, thank you. We appreciate it. You help keep the lights on and Covfefe in my Leftist Tears tumbler. So if you join, what do you get? It's $10 a month, $100 for an annual membership. You get me, The Andrew Klavan Show, The Ben Shapiro Show. You can ask questions in the conversation. You get no ads on the website. I know you're saying, Michael, get to the point, get to the point. Look at this, guys. Look at this Leftist Tears tumbler. Aziz Ansari is making a whole mockery of these feminist men, these little soy boys, and the tears are going to start pouring because they're eating their own. You do not want to be caught unawares. Make sure you go to thedailywire.com right now. You can get your Leftist Tears tumbler. They are going away very soon. This is one of the hottest items in a long time, and you do not know the day or the hour, so make sure you get it before they're gone. Go to dailywire.com right now. We'll be right back.